Soapbox After Dark. I've done this video once. I hate doing videos twice, but the video's volume was very low. And if I'm being honest, I ended up in some kind of weird word salad where I couldn't get across what I wanted to get across. So at the very least, I don't think I got it across sufficiently to leave the video up. Yeah, failure is an excuse. So there's a part of the video between Sam Seder and Michael Tracy where they're kind of going at each other. And Michael Tracy starts to go after Sam Seder for his ties to MSNBC. Making a point like, when you guys are at the water cooler, did you kind of press the issue with them that you guys are going a little bit overboard on this stuff? You guys are kind of off your nut about the Russia stuff, and you haven't been able to prove it, and you're putting innuendo on top of innuendo and pretending that that's fact when you're going after the president. Did you get across to them, Sam? Did you get across to them? Let's take a look at this. I found this part to be funny. These guys are like going at each other like nobody's biz. Let's go right here. Here we go.
Any harm.
And you knew what these offenses were.
And this was not one of them.
You knew his offenses were what?
By Democrats and MSNBC.
Michael,
so
listen,
no,
I get it. Everybody knows that you have a problem with
investigation.
Democrats and MSNBC. I have some similar critiques, but I'm just trying to get at what you knew before this.
Have you raised those critiques with colleagues ever? What have they said? Have they acknowledged their complicity in this? I'm sorry,
Michael.
Fraud?
Do you think there's some type of commissary I hang out at MSNBC?
I don't know. You've been a contributor, haven't you?
Yeah, I show up and I go on these shows.
You're friendly with the hosts and such, correct?
I am friendly with the hosts, yes.
Okay, have you pressed them on their complicity in this overwhelmingly, staggeringly, mind-bogglingly fraudulent enterprise that they were central actors in promulgating?
Sometimes.
I mean, I don't know that I would have put it that way, but
okay. Well,
but I mean, listen.
Right
I mean, listen.
Okay, so.
He says, I don't know if you catch that did. He says, well, I'm putting it that way right now. That's the way I'm putting it right now, Seder. No, he's not going to bring this issue up. Are you serious? Seder knows where his check is coming from. And the one thing Seder is not going to do is going to do something that jeopardizes that check. And he knows that MSNBC is decidedly in favor of this Russia stuff. Seder, as he's throwing through this line of questioning, and Michael Brooks is breaking this up, Seder is like, do you think there's somewhere hanging out? We just like, well, hey, you're friendly with the host, right? Well, yeah, I'm friendly with the host. Do you press the host on this? Why would he press the host on this? He's getting, I would imagine, a check from MSNBC to be a contributor of sorts. He knows that that network has one side. Glenn Greenwald has come out and made the point that says MSNBC doesn't allow journalists who have a Russiagate, let's say skeptics of the Russiagate narrative, on their networks. And that seems to be correct by all measures. I mean, if you're looking at the network, if Seder raises this particular issue with the host, that seems to be an issue that would run afoul of the way the network has decided it wanted to go. Seder is not going to press the host. He's not going to raise this issue up at all. Seder's going to keep his mouth shut. He's going to take the check. He's going to say thank you very much. He's going to get on the show and say whatever he has to say. Now, he may have certain reservations about the Russia stuff. I don't necessarily know if Seder was on this network kind of doing the Russia thing. And even here, he kind of makes the point of, I have my own criticisms of the excesses. So, no, he's not going to say anything to MSNBC. And to be honest, if you're on MSNBC, I would imagine you probably wouldn't, right? Like, do you bring that up at your job? Because at the end of the day, this is just a job to these guys. Not so much. There's one more point in this video that I want to play where Seder is going after him on this thing of, his basic question was, do you think there should have been an investigation into the Russia stuff? And you can understand why he's asking that question. Because Michael's main point was, you brought this woman on your show who's been shown to be completely wrong, and you were uncritical in allowing her to spew this Russian nonsense. Now, Tracy is a little heated here, but Seder's main defense is, well, look, nobody knew that there was an investigation, or it looked like Trump should be investigated. So if people take positions that say, well, Donald Trump should be investigated, and they're investigating this particular issue, then those people aren't necessarily wrong if even you thought there should be an investigation. The problem with this line of questioning, or the problem with this argument, is if you're asking Tracy, should there be an investigation, the answer is probably going to be yes. But that doesn't really mean anything. The information that was dropped into the public was dropped into the public sphere in order to give this impression, or point the public in a particular direction. Meaning, the only real honest way to ask that question is, if the information was properly weighted, I mean, you knew it was a dodgy dossier, you knew it was political opposition research paid for by his political opponent, if you knew that the federal case that was started with a FISA court not being given the proper context of the information, if it was properly weighted, and you knew it was somewhat dodgy, would you push for an investigation? The answer to that question is no. There was a reason that they didn't tell the FISA court that this was paid for by political opposition. There was a reason they didn't do that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got the investigation going. This is kind of my point with the problem with this question. It's a psychological operation. I mean, ultimately, the information was put into the public sphere in order to give you a particular perspective. The political wing, meaning Democrats, hammered this idea that Donald Trump was colluding with Russia, that there was some kind of incestuous relationship between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, and that's the reason why Hillary Clinton lost. You had a political wing and a media wing hitting the same narrative over and over and over again. All of them were wrong on this. They might have been digging in and getting, new nuggets of whatever, of Donald Trump's corruption on various issues. But I will put to you that that's kind of the point of the investigation in the first place. Just like Bill Clinton with Whitewater, where you get an investigation going and you just investigate the guy until you find something that you can hit him with. In Bill Clinton's case, it was a blowjob. In Donald Trump's case, it's all the stuff that came out from corruption and everything else that Donald Trump was doing that wasn't necessarily collusion with Russia, but still grimy nonetheless. They're investigating that stuff, by the way. The House of Representatives is investigating that stuff. Everything from the inflation of his assets to deflation of his assets. So, not to mention pulling his tax returns. Should there be an investigation? Well, the information was put in the public sphere, pointed you in the direction. But should there be an investigation in an honest light? The answer, of course, was no. This line of logic doesn't work. So I'm going to end it here. I didn't want this one to be long anyway, so I'll see you guys in a few. If you guys enjoy the content and you find yourself coming back here often, please consider supporting the content. I mean, definitely you can help the content by sharing or liking the videos, of course. But if you find yourself coming here often, they put pressure on these videos all the time with the monetization. And my goal is to get off of YouTube, or not to get off of YouTube, but to not be reliant upon the monetization of the YouTube itself, to have that kind of just as an assistance to supporting the show. But if you can help, even $1 helps, and you get additional content with that support. So I want to thank you all. Thanks all.